Okay, I have one viewer. Let's see. At least that's what it's telling me. Let's see if I can at least see the chat. No views. Okay. So let's see. Okay, it seems like I'm live. As I said, this is a technical test. If you guys can hear me or see me, just say something in the chat so I can even just see if I can see the chat. So I can see if I'm seeing anything. Let me go into. But while I'm waiting, to play some music. Basically, if there are any viewers out there, just playing some live music while I wait for some of the people that I knew are interested in coming to see this. Come to see this. Said experimental live show. Just kind of doing a quick technical test to see how it goes. But basically, just to see how this goes. But just play my jaw harp while we wait to see if anyone comes. So I'm just doing a quick technical test of this, but if anyone's out there, definitely could use some comments right now, just so I can see if people can hear me, if people can see me. I'm seeing on my preview feed, but definitely if I'm getting live viewers with this, definitely let me know. But meantime, just rocking out my jaw harp and seeing where things go. Yeah. So I'm just waiting for some people to join if they're interested in watching or interested in talking. But in the meantime, kind of playing some live hold music or live kind of wait music. In the meantime, with my jar harp, I mean to do a video on this, but I don't know. Always just been kind of a little self-conscious on it, so kind of just chilling and relaxing with this this thing. I pick it up and put it down on occasion, but it's kind of fun to play. It's a good hiking instrument, but it's fun to play. But this is definitely somewhat of an unplanned live stream. Just kind of testing it out, see how it goes. At least I can review it afterwards, see how it aired. But I do plan on using live streams in the future, potentially, if they go well, to work on projects, work on them live, kind of work on them with people, kind of get live input on projects, which will be definitely pretty cool. But if they, as long as they technically run pretty well, and I get a decent amount of viewers with them in the future, past this one, obviously, because I'll try and book them in much further advance and try and plan them. But let's see. Okay, now I see you in the comments, Mark. Because I couldn't see you in the other chat that I have. Okay, that was confusing. So I need to figure out how to get the chat in a viewable spot. But if I could figure out a way to put it into the hey Gary Brown, if I could figure out a way to record, I definitely would try and do it. No, I had a chat open and I thought it was in the wrong section. So no, don't worry about it. As I said, this is a technical thing. I have no idea how to work the thing, so it's fine. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? From Mark from Scouting Free, not Mark from Eat Carbs. I've already said hi to you. How you guys doing? And Eat Carbs, yeah, it's. I know you've thought about you're talking to yourself, but trust me, it's not. It's okay if you talk to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. But I'll play a little bit more for you guys if you are enjoying that. Yeah. How's the jaw harp coming through on the microphone, by the way? Also, that if you heard a crack in the background, that's my beer. Sweet. Awesome. So I wasn't sure how. So. So I'm definitely getting some. People are saying it, both marks say sounds good, and Morningwood I hear sounds, but no idea if it was correct sounds. Yeah, I'll try and make a video on it on the future. I'm actually going out for a hike soon. I'll try and actually get it with my shotgun mic, which picks it up a lot better. I've just never sat and got a video with it. Because she never did, but I know Billy Joe Denny's been wanting me to make one because he's also big on jaw harps. He's he collects them, but so whenever he posts a video on it, I've been commenting on it ever since I've gotten into them. I have another one right about here. That one doesn't play as well because that one's about $8 I bought at Plymouth Plantation in Massachusetts. That one's a little bit more bass. They also really big. Yeah, morning what I'm with. I'm liking the I like the Nitro Guinness IPA. Yes, I am planning on doing something with the wall behind me. I bought the board. It's somewhere in this house. I'm just lazy. As with a lot of my projects, things they happen when they happen. Let's put that there. At least I made this. Shelf. Oh, you sent me a sticker. I'll have to get that. I'll get that board up soon. I'll try to. And by soon, that probably means a month. I mean, things have been. Since July, I've been busy. I haven't had a lot of free time. That's why if people have noticed, so a lot of my videos look like they've had the same background and I've been wearing the same shirt. At least a lot of my outdoor videos. I haven't opened up the package yet, Mark, so I'll let you know if you did. I plan on. Yeah, I did get the package. And I know there's a delay, so I'm live reacting to you, and it's going to be a slight delay. But I did get the package, and I do plan on opening it up tomorrow, I think. But the video goes up, I don't know when. At some point. I plan on opening it tomorrow, but how my plans go. I plan on opening it up at some point. But I was planning on live reacting to it, which is why I haven't opened it yet. Because me and Cassie are probably going out hiking tomorrow. I need to get some binge video. I need to do some binge filming. The next podcast. So we don't have an official launch date for the next one. So we have, if you've watched all of them, if you've listened to all of them up to the water episode, the boiled water episode, you're caught up at the moment. Me and Tom don't have the next one recorded. We were actually talking about it tomorrow. We talked about it yesterday. We're figuring out when we're recording it. We tend to record it a couple weeks before we launch it, but it should be out officially. We try and launch it on the 15th. Generally speaking, thanks. By the way, I replied to your comment late because your comment on the WordPress site, because it got lost in two sets of spam filters. Both the WordPress spam filter, because I haven't set that one up properly, and then my email one, because my email one thought WordPress was spam. And what ended up happening was, so our general release schedule is we try and aim for every 15th of the month or mid-month. So that's going to be when we're going to be trying to get it up. So that's when you can kind of expect it. But if it's out a couple days later, that's when it is. We're still trying to figure out the recording stuff. When we're remote, this is my recording mic. So that's why I have it. Hey, Creative Redundancy, how you doing? Let me see. But yeah, no, we love recording the podcast. We are trying to figure out a bit more of. We're trying to figure out our entire recording setup because we have. We've run into some issues, especially with the boiled water episode. We enjoyed doing it. We loved having Brian on there, who I've known Brian as long as I've known Tom, which has been probably about 9 years. Always in creation mode. Nice. So we liked having Brian on in our podcast, but unfortunately we found out one of our big issues was, because we were using one mic for it, was it wasn't picking up the voices that well. So we are looking at trying to come up with a professional recording setup, because we would like to record more often. We'd like to record more things. Tom has a couple podcast ideas for his own podcasts as well, which I'd probably also be helping him on, because we just like doing things because we're crazy. But we need a good recording setup for 2 to 3 to 4 people in a room, because I have a couple ideas for the podcast. We'd like to have in-person guests and potentially in-person, or even have remote guests at times, because I like having guests because it's different inputs. And doesn't always mean I'm going to have, I may have people who know what they're doing, and I will have people that have no idea what they're doing. And I have reasons. I like having people who have no idea what they're doing, because, as I like to say, they're kind of foils to my plan, which is I need a person to explain things to. Tom can be that at times, but sometimes he also knows what I'm talking about. So it gives me a reason then, rather than the person going, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about during the podcast. Having Brian there was awesome, because there were times where I was reacting to things that we were talking about, like when I mentioned the survival grenade, which is in the giveaway, which I think is closed now. It's either closed or it's about to close, which is this thing. I don't know who won yet. I haven't even pulled the result. I'm not going to in this live giveaway. I mean, in the live show, because his reaction to it was hilarious. And I like having people like that. Bringer Mixer, I think we were looking at a similar one to that, I believe. Mark, what the 4, because I know we're looking at one that was about $500. I know we were looking at one similar to that. Let me take a look at the model. But yeah, no, it's kind of what we're looking at with the podcast. But I have games that I want to do with the podcast, and they're games that they'll translate to YouTube as well afterwards. And people have asked, am I going to bring it to YouTube? We'll probably talk about it on the podcast a bit in more detail, but the answer is no. Let me see. Yep, no. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, I see which mixer you're talking about. I think the one actually we're looking at was a recorder as well, I believe. But I found the one you're talking. I think I found the one you're talking about. I'm gonna add. I think I've already added that to my list. But I'm gonna note that for later because it's gonna be nice. Four auxiliary input, stereo output. Yeah. What I will do, I am going to do something weird and just take a quick screenshot of your note. And save that. There. So I have a note for later. So I can note that with Tom. Okay. Thanks, Mark. Having input like that, I can bring that over to Tom, and me and him will debate about that for like an hour. Because we debate about things. And you almost just watched me miss the opening of my beer can because I'm an idiot. Things that you wouldn't see on non-live shows. Speaking of which, the reason why I'm going to be calling my live streams 2 Live is the Otter Outdoorsman Live, and it's just a play, and also because something being 2 Live, as in that's way too live, so kind of play on words. People haven't caught on. I like play on words. Play on words, puns, alliterations, all my favorite things. But yeah, there are some games I do plan on doing in the testing on the podcast, some word games or potential games I do plan on testing on the podcast that will be brought into real life in the YouTube channel as well. I'm not going to go into full detail on those yet because I don't like giving away ideas. But yeah, and playing within my hand, my Firebeaner from my August-September box. Should be a video out on this sometime in October. Too awesome. With this, I do plan on having guests, in-person guests, and maybe even do some live chats with 1 or 2 other people. I don't plan on opening these up to the public to bring people in. I may on occasion, but I don't plan on it so far but I do plan on having a couple special guests on here on occasion. Cassie may come on a couple shows. She's not here tonight. She's at a Revs game, a soccer/football game, whatever you want to call it. And Tom's off doing family stuff, and I decided to try this out, see how it goes. I may do live chats like Mark from Eat Carbs said when I posted this, just saying I would probably do this. I know Mark from Eat Carbs showed interest in doing a chat at some point. May do a chat with him at some point, and I don't know, other people do some sort of not Skype call, but you know what I mean. Google Hangout, yes. I'm bad at words. There's live streams. I can't edit my words like I can with doing a video. I can't practice. If I mess up my words, I can't stop, re-record. This isn't helping. But it's a Saturday. What am I going to do? But yeah, do a Google Hangout or do something with a couple people. Sweet. And yeah, Creative Redundancy. I will try and do these on. I'm glad Creative Redundancy. You look forward to these. If I do these, I plan on doing these on weekends. If at most Saturdays, I will try and aim to do these on Saturdays. For the sheer reason that it's the only day I'm really available. Well, Saturdays and Sundays are really the only days I'm available at night, because I work a full-time job. YouTube, unfortunately, as much as I would love it to be my full-time job, is not my full-time job. So yeah, it definitely is raw and real. I mean, for the most part, catch you later, Scout Free, Mark. I will definitely be doing these on some form of weekend day. Either or, it depends. I'm not going to have these on a set schedule because I hate set schedules. The only thing I have on a set schedule is, do I have it on a part where I'm not blocking it? Yep. My Karen boxes. And those are the only things I have on kind of a set schedule, and my schedule with that is by the end of the month. Because it's only for me, it's only relevant that month. It's only really relevant that month, so that's the only thing I really let myself have a schedule. And the reason I don't have many scheduled programs on my channel is to avoid burnout. Saturdays, I'm not going to be doing this every Saturday. I'm not going to be doing when I'm going to be doing this is basically when I feel like it. So it will be when I have an open schedule, because I'm not officially announcing anything on my channel yet, because I'm waiting for a specific video to come out, and I'm basically waiting for a certain video to come out, but I have to show certain people a certain video before it comes out, before I put it on here. But I'm waiting for a specific video before I make that announcement. But I've been busy because of a specific event that happened in July. And it's Mark from Eat Carbs mentioned it, and it's not absolutely secret because I put it on my personal Facebook, but it has something to do. It's not really a secret, but I things are going to be happening this year, and I'm going to be very busy. And I didn't just make any hints at all. Not at all. But yeah, that's why my weekends have been busy. But things are gonna be fun. But no, I do get out as much as I can. It's just the reason. But what I do is when I go out for tomorrow, I do what I like call a filming binge, which when I make constructional videos and stuff, I'll film a bunch of videos at once, so I can release them slowly. Or when I don't have a chance to get out, I can release them somewhat slowly, so I don't burn out. And so when weekends come that I want to actually enjoy the outdoors, and I can go out, and when I went out to the Highland Games a few weeks ago, when I was up at when I was up in New Hampshire, I was up there for a weekend, and I was out in nature, watching the games, enjoying the mountains. I didn't have to worry about my camera. I mean, I was taking pictures and stuff. I didn't have to worry about trying to be on. I didn't have to worry about taking pictures. I also didn't have to worry about my channel. I had a video out Monday. So having that having that scheduling ability and having that inventory of videos allows me to a bit of freedom to actually enjoy my hobby that I enjoy. Um, but yeah, but that's why sometimes, I mean, my last inventory, back in June, I'm still running off my inventory from June. But that's about to come to an end in like this month. Well, in October. Like I'm almost completely out of those videos. Mine aren't ready to upload. I have to edit them just because I've been lazy and didn't want to edit them all at once. Well, the reason why I could last since June, well, it was literally late June. It was like the last week in June that I shot them. The reason it lasted since June was, well, I also upload once a week, and I keep it that way. Except I try and upload once a week, except when I need, except during like this month when I was uploading maybe twice a week, but I keep that once a week schedule, so it's something I can keep up with. But doing the way I've been able to keep it since June or late June was partially because of Karen boxes, partially because of the eclipse. There's a couple other reasons why, because of other things that were interspersed between it. It was because of like I also wasn't being like only pulling from that inventory. Because I wouldn't be able to keep up with 4 videos a week right now with how my life is. I keeping that type of balance in my life, it would be pretty tough. Well, I should get back into creation process and actually watch you guys' content more. Catch you later, Creative Redundancy. It's nice talking to you. I hope to see you more in the comments. It's great talking with you. Seriously. But two times speed and use closed caption. I really should have someone closed caption my videos, but I'm lazy. And by that, I mean I just never activated it, and I don't think anyone would want to closed caption my videos. Actually closed caption them and not use Google closed caption. If anyone offered, I would definitely let them do if they want to do all 300 of my videos, or even my more recent ones. And my most popular ones. There are people that do it for bigger channels. There are people who do it. Catch you later. Wow, I've been doing this for 40 minutes. Cool. Wow. I've actually been doing this for 40 minutes. I haven't yet. And even if my channel got big, there's a good chance I wouldn't let anyone edit my videos. Partially because and
and for future people who aren't, the reason why I read the comments is the only reason, and for future people who aren't able to read the comments, Mark just said that he had someone on Facebook offer to edit the videos. Offer to edit his videos. I would and he'll never do it. I would never do it either. Well, I would never let a random person do it. I may have in the future, say my channel hit 3 million subscribers. We'll say 3-4 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers. I mean, that's unlikely, but let's say my channel got that big. The only likelihood of me letting other people edit my videos was if I was literally traveling every day and I was going on like trips to the point where I had no time to edit videos ever. I would hire an editor. I would not hire someone off of Facebook, but I would hire a legitimate editor. Because if I'm traveling to do these videos, I would hire an editor. I'd hire a camera to help me manage things. I doubt my channel's going to get that big, and I also wouldn't be. Well, I'm not going to say that my channel won't get that big because, well, I'm not going to say I'm not going to get to that point, but I'm not going to say it. I'm saying it's unlikely to very little chance. There are things I'd like to. I'm not saying that I wouldn't travel for this channel if my channel got big enough that I could do this full time. That's the part I'm saying I wouldn't do. Because I would love to. I'd love to travel. Because one of my dreams would be to travel for Hey Fun Times. I would love to travel for wildlife photography. I would love to travel for wildlife videography. And again, as I said, like outdoor education and stuff like that, being able to get into other environments, teaching people about stuff. I would love to get out there and do that. And if I could, the thing is, if I was doing that and I didn't have the time to edit because I was traveling so much, that's when I would hire someone. But I doubt I would. I doubt I'd have to get to that point. But I'm trying to get to the point, at least at this point, where I'm getting good enough at wildlife photography. And I got good enough to take a picture of a dragonfly with a telephoto lens. That was fun. It's on my Instagram. But excuse me for a second, I need some water. Future plans. So actually talking about potentially doing more, getting back into doing adventure videos, but not how I used to, and not doing them as frequent as I used to. When I call them adventure videos, I mean not educational, just going out and doing something, and kind of like a lot of people do them. Because I do mostly just educational stuff, gear testing stuff, gear reviewing stuff, things like that. Some unboxing. But I'd like to get back into I'd like to get back into kind of like doing some adventure stuff. Cooking videos? Yes, I would love to do cooking videos. Issue is, most times when I'm with friends, I don't like cooking when I'm with a large group of my friends when I go camping. The reason being is because we tend to cook a lot of food tends to mess up my plans, or it tends to there's never enough room to have my camera around. So I don't have the space to do the cooking. I like to talk when I cook. Yeah, and I know they do. But I'd love to do a lot more cooking videos, but sometimes when I go camping out with my friends, it gets tough to do my cooking videos. Because if we have a small fire, it gets too crowded when we're cooking. But if we're cooking as a group, we tend to eat too much. We tend to cook too much food. Like one of the times I was out, we had it was like 3 pounds of shepherd's pie, a duck, steak tips, lamb chops. Not lamb chops. It was veal chops. Cheese. Summer sausage. There's some other food, but I forgot what it was. I would love to show people group cooking. It's chaotic when we do it. And sometimes when I go, because I'm out there so rarely, I sometimes just want to enjoy the moment. So that's sometimes why I don't. It's because I really just want to enjoy the moment. Kind of just how I am. It's kind of how I've been lately, because I've since I don't get out, since I don't go camping as much. But I will. I'm going to figure something. I'm definitely going to figure something out with cooking. I do plan on doing it some more. But I'm going to be figuring out. That's why a lot of my style has changed, is because I've been trying to figure out a balance between enjoying the hobby and filming the hobby, so I don't get burnout. Like, I know a lot of good channels. I know a lot of good channels that have stopped filming because they've burned out. They stopped filming for a year, and they haven't been able to recover from it, or they try to get back and just they can't because of burnout. And I knew some of them personally, and I saw that coming up with me a few times, and I knew the way around it was to change my style. And every time I come close to burnout myself, is I change my style. So sometimes if you see a drastic change, that's what I do. And I get up for the fun of it too. But that's why I've stopped making videos when I go out for the fun stuff. Because the videos stopped becoming fun when I was because I could take a video out when I go hiking with Cassie. But on just for a day hike. But the problem is the video of the hike, not fun to make. Really is not. I tried to do a video of a hike a while back. Trekking and gear testing was the last one I made. And I really didn't enjoy making it. I did not enjoy making trekking and gear testing. So I stopped. I think it was the last hiking video I shot. I didn't enjoy shooting a video like that, a style like that. And because I don't get out as much because of work or social obligations or whatever, I get out maybe truly I get out maybe twice a month, we'll say. And because of that, I need to have some of that time to enjoy it myself. So sometimes I just want to get out there and set up a hammock and enjoy the hammock. But sometimes also film me setting up the hammock. Fun ones, I found ways around filming and not overdoing it. Hence my new style. And yeah, I know getting out twice a month is not enough, but unfortunately, like in October, I'm going to 2 weddings. It's like in October, I have 2 weddings. Um, I have, I'm going to a orchestra. Cassie has a birthday coming up. And there's one other social obligation. Like my months are like that sometimes lately. So like I'll go out on a Sunday if I can. But I'm not saying that birthday weekend we can't go out for a hike, but I'm just saying uh so I make do with what I got. Like, I mean, what was it? But one of the ways I've figured out a way of filming videos and not overdoing it is Gear Bites. Gear Bites was my favorite little series that I've done, and I'm going to be doing those more. And I love my Gear Bites series, and because they're made that I can shoot them with whatever camera I have in my hand, whether it's my cell phone, which the next Gear Bites to come out is going to be was shot with my phone, which sneak preview. The next Gear Bites is the Fire Beaner. The next Gear Bites can be shot with my phone. It could be shot with my retired Coolpix that I still occasionally use, but I don't really use as much anymore as a filming camera. It could be shot with my webcam. It could be shot with my DSLR camera. We shot with whatever I want. 2 minutes long, and I don't have to talk in it because I have the accidental gift of gab. I can talk for an hour and not even realize it. And that can have a negative effect on gear videos, where I can accidentally do a review that will last 20 minutes when someone would want a gear review that would be 5 minutes. So I'm designing these videos to be 2 minutes long, edited heavily down when I get the time. I write a quick blog post, so if you want more information, you go to the blog post, get all the information you need. You get my opinions on it, and then you're good to go. And I can shoot it while I'm set it like for the ceramic one. I set that up when me and Cassie were enjoying our 2-year anniversary, and we were on a 10-mile hike. We're halfway, and we want to set up hammocks, and I just quickly set up the camera, shot that. Took me 10 minutes, and I didn't have to really think about it. This one I shot while we were setting up the 4th of July fire. I set it up. I just do them as I do stuff. Put some music over it. If it's talking in the background, I don't have to worry about it, because that's a problem when you're camping with friends. Is when you're camping with a group of friends, especially my group of friends who like to talk. Which I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying anything negative about them. My friends are great, but for my videos, I need somewhat of a quiet background, and yeah. What is my dream for hike hammock camping that you haven't done yet? I would love to go to a tropical island that is no person there, with either one of my closest friends or Cassie, and just with some bushcraft stuff and hang out on the abandoned island. Rations for that time being there, and just that is my dream trip. I would love to do that trip. I'm looking into doing it, to be honest. It's going to be tough. It's going to be expensive, which is why it's not going to be done for a few years. Quite a few years. But I would love to do it. Hang out on not a desert island, but a deserted island with a friend and just relax, enjoy some food, have a fire. Not do survival. Or I'd have to do some like bushcraft stuff, but not really survival. Could do a survival trip on it, but it's my dream trip. And yeah, Morningwood, gear reviews are really tough to keep concise, especially when you're like me and faff about with your words. I'm really bad at that, and I talk in loops a lot, which is why I'm going to be trying to do gear bites more, because with that I can edit it down a lot. Yeah, I'd love to go and I that would probably be the ideal month when it's not like I try and go when a month is not when I'm not buried in snow here, because January we're generally buried in the snow here in Massachusetts. We generally have at least a couple feet of snow on the ground. And Mark, I don't know always why survival comes up, but I know if I went on that trip, someone would be like, "Oh, you're not surviving." And yeah, desert island with pie and ice cream. For me, it would have to be either lactate ice cream or non-dairy ice cream, because unfortunately I am lactose intolerant and I can't have normal ice cream unless I have lactate. But I still keep a pint of lactate ice cream in the house. And I am pretty guilty of that. And it's great because it means Cassie doesn't go into my stash of ice cream because she doesn't like because it has a slightly different taste to it. So she doesn't touch my ice cream because I'm the only lactose intolerant person in the house. I love it. But yes, if I could be on a deserted island with ice cream and steaks and fishing rod and I don't know, beer. Guinness would probably be the brand I'd bring with me. Not a sponsor. If they want to sponsor the trip, if they want to make it a sponsored ad, I wouldn't say no. If I would go to an island, the tropics, I mean, I have been to a jungle. That's the thing. And I feel really bad for the people down there right now. I've been to Puerto Rico before. And I feel really bad for the people down there because I know I know some of the infrastructure down there. But I've been to the LUK rainforest, not as a tourist, but as a researcher. And doing snail research, and that research place is actually going to get some really good data. But it was really cool. It was a really cool adventure. I still have some of the gear from when I went. Actually, I stole the bag. but I'd probably I don't know what island. I don't know what island chain I'd want to go to. Probably the Pacific Islands because they're abundant. But I don't know. It's easier to look for Grenada. I think the Grenada Islands are the ones where you can find them online. I've looked. They have they have a bit of information online for them. They have quite a bit of information actually down for some of them down there. But I mean, if I could get a remote island, and as much as I like technology, I wouldn't mind having a week away from technology. Which I do plan on doing some form of video on my opinion on technology in the outdoors, and it's not in line with a lot of other outdoorsy people. Kind of a preview of it. I actually don't mind technology outside in certain ways. I actually kind of it helps enhance some trips because you can use it for boundless information. Like when I don't know a plant, I belong to a plant identification group on Facebook where I can get a plant ID in about 7 minutes. And it's sweet. When I was at a friend's house, he had a flowering plant outside his house. And I was like, what plant is that? Took a picture of it, 10 minutes. It was like evening primrose or something like that. We needed, what was it? We needed, I've been out hiking and I've taken pictures of it and you throw it up there. And I get IDs all the time. And it's not one that has group conversations because they ban they ban conversations. They only allow because they have a separate group for discussions. They only allow for IDs. And so because of that, you get quick and concise IDs. And the other thing, another few uses is I have a few bird identification apps, which in case I forget my bird ID book, I have that. I generally have a plant book with me, so I don't download that. Generally have a couple cameras with me, so it allows me to communicate with you guys, so I can make videos. But I like sharing information, so I've been seeing a lot of people talk on video and talking about separating outdoors and technology, and I'm kind of opposite of that. So I'm not saying everyone should be outside going. Not me at all. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying we shouldn't poo-poo a small square bit of tech that literally can give us boundless information, can give us literally anything we want at the tip of our finger, unless you're in a place that has no signal. It can get literally my entire shelf of books could fit in this, and some movies and YouTube instructional videos. Useful. To me, and it's not that heavy, and you're already carrying it with you. Granted, I'm a tech also. Well, it's my breadwinning job. So if you go to the Pacific islands, bring him, and then bring not bringing bacon. I don't as much as I love bacon. I don't eat it as much anymore. I don't eat as much bacon because of my gut. I'm trying to watch my weight a little bit. And I'm as much as as I joke, I'm trying not to be a full growing boy. And not growing this way instead of this way. Well, not really growing anymore, but you know what I mean. Trying to be a little bit more healthy. So I don't eat as much bacon anymore. I have it maybe once every few weeks. As much as I love it. Like actually, even my breakfast, when I go out to breakfast with my parents like every couple of weeks, and I've been getting bacon with them when we go to breakfast. Actually, the place we go, I get it's actually really good. Instead of bacon, I get linguiça. I love linguiça. Bacon is healthy. Yeah, it is if you have it every once in a while. But I used to eat bacon a lot more, and I just don't as much anymore. Though I do eat a lot of carbs, which I should cut. My doctor keeps telling me to cut them. I eat a lot of rice. I love rice. I have rice almost every day for lunch. And chicken and salad. The problem is Dunkin' Donuts right now. If cutting out donuts, that reminds me, Dunkin' Donuts has their pumpkin spice donuts, and that's the only thing I like pumpkin spice in. And if Dunkin' Donuts is not as common in your area, if you ever come to Massachusetts or Rhode Island or Connecticut or New Hampshire, you can't throw a stone without hitting Dunkin' Donuts. Their slogan of America runs on Dunkin's, it's more of Massachusetts runs on Dunkin's. There's like 2 by my office, right across the street from each other. Well, one's inside of a building, and one's outside of a building. But granted, it's the same with the Starbucks. Will I be doing the 2024 eclipse with Tom? If we are both not dead, and I only jokingly say that, we are planning on doing it. We have plans. We will be revealing our plans over time. And we we'll most likely be doing a video on it. It will most likely be doing multiple videos on it. By then I'll probably have another camera, knowing my camera streak. We have 4 plans of how to capture the eclipse, but we're probably going to be covering it because it's going to be, depends on where we go, it's going to be at least 4 hours drive from us. So we're going to be going to them. We're going to be going. Like, I'm going to it because the only reason I didn't go this year was because when they were planning on going to Wyoming for this one, I was not full-time at my current job, and I was not sure if I was going to be having the time off to go, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to afford the trip because they planned it a year ahead. And unfortunately, did get, well, not unfortunately, I did get full time, and I did have the time off. I did have the time available, but so I just went. That's why I just went for the partial. But no, we'll definitely be doing it. We have some plans, some awesome plans. We have some ways of avoiding what Smarter Every Day did and lose his mind, which I don't blame him. We're prepping for that. We're prepping for both of our minds just not working that day. But you will see. We don't like revealing our plans with those things until it's in process, because we're evil, and by that I mean we're evil engineers, mad engineers. It's not really mad scientists, because we're not testing hypothesis. Dun, dun, dun. But no, I do look forward to it. I don't know what's going to be. I don't know what my life's going to be like in 7 years. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be at my current job. I'm hoping I will be, but life changes. Life has its own plans. Life does things. For all we know, I could be doing this full time, and then I'd be able to just do this trip because it's the trip, and I would not argue with that. And if I did, I did. And if I didn't, yeah. But yeah. No comment on that guy. I'm just avoiding comment on that guy. Yeah. Why'd I run out of beer? And I only joke about that part. But I know the eclipse, yeah, that's the plan with that one. But there also is another eclipse that no one knows about coming in 3 years. That isn't a solar eclipse. Well, it is a solar eclipse, but it's not the moon. It's not the moon going in front of the sun, nor is it the sun going in front of the moon. There is a Mars eclipse going. Not Mars. Mercury. Mercury is transiting the sun in 3 years. We're probably going to be covering it. We probably won't make as much of a deal about it as we did with the solar eclipse, because it's not as easy to see. But I may cover it. Well, we're planning on covering it. We're trying to figure out how we're going to film it. Me and Tom are going back and forth about it, because while we agree on a lot of things, methodology is not always it. I tend to overcomplicate. And yeah, I know that man is the center of attention, and that's why I kind of avoid it. I avoid politics on this channel, for many reasons. And I avoid especially that guy. So the Mercury solar. So with the Mercury solar eclipse, me and Tom agree on a lot of things. We work really. I think one of the reasons me and Tom work really well together is, one, we've known each other for so long. And we get so long together, but the other reason is because we don't always get along. We don't always agree on plans. What you see on camera isn't always our plans because sometimes we discuss things beforehand too. We discuss things a lot of times over Facebook. We discuss things a lot of times through a lot of different ways, and we both agreed on exactly how we're showing off the Mercury eclipse. Well, it's not an eclipse; it's more of a transit, but on how to show it off, but how we're tracking the sun is being debated. We have a few plans, but we're debating them. And it depends on if we go through with a couple things. But and also how we film it. But we have a few ideas. But it's like really all it's going to be is it's not going to be too much. It's going to be like this tiny little dot is going to go in front of the camera. It's going to go in front of the sun. Have I seen any U.S.-Russia lunar base announcements for Mars travel? I haven't. I don't keep as much up with the space programmy stuff as some people do. I haven't seen it, to be honest. If anyone's seen it, Tom has. As I said, I've been kind of kicking him to get a channel going. That's us. Okay. I haven't been kicking him, but he's planning on getting one going at some point. He's going to do it when we get when he's able to. But again, just like me, he's busy. So, but he's going to. He also needs to figure out what he wants to do with it. Also needs to finish his telescope. Well, his first one at least. At least before next year. Before next, we go to an event. He goes to an event. I don't as much anymore, called Stellafane. Really cool event. Which is a telescope makers convention, which he's a member of, and which you're also probably going to see possibly this year, maybe, well, not this year. Within a year, you may end up seeing some not space photography, but star photography and star videography on my channel. You may. I don't know. Potentially. That I'm not really keeping a secret of plans, but it's going to happen. I don't know it as well. I need to get the star tracker. But that's going to be kind of a cool thing. I'm kind of looking forward to trying that. I'm looking forward to trying out some space photography now that I have the DSLR camera. Mostly because I get to do long time exposures. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, it's just some cool photography with that. It's definitely going to be pretty cool. Let's see. But yeah.
for tick plants. Oh yeah, the Oh, what was the plant? I know what plant it was too, and I saw the article. It was an invasive species. Oh, what was that species? Now you guys get to see my thinking face. My thinking frustration face. What was it? It was. Oh, what was it? It was like the bell. I know what you're talking about. And anyone can tell me in the comments. I'll have to look up what it was. Tick. Look it up on my phone. What was it? It was a. You want to watch me struggle? Thanks. At least look it up anyways and then hold it there. Tick. What was it? Because now that's slowing me down. It was barberry. Yes, that's what it was. Barberry. Now I have to remember what that plant looks like. The name of a printer at work. I shouldn't say it loud. Whoopsie. Okay. Huh. Yeah. I was mistaking it with there's another plant that I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but it's a different invasive species that has thorns, and it's invasive point. It's in Easton, Massachusetts is one of its like main points of invasiveness. Was in Borderland State Park. 120 ticks per acre equal 12 times higher than normal. Release some guinea fowls into that area. They'll love it. Some guinea fowls, some opossums, and whatever, and fire. Just all the fire. After the guinea fowls and the opossums are done, the fire will just cook them up, and we can have dinner. But yeah, that's a lot of ticks. I haven't looked too much into it, but just because I didn't expect that much. I mean, we got a lot of ticks here, as it is. Yeah, because it's also risks other diseases,
I generally do tick checks. I usually also give myself some spray and stuff like that. So you have to be careful with what you spray with that because the DEET melts certain plastics and nylons. Not your skin, just the plastics and nylons. I am with you on the cauliflower. I really am. If it's cauliflower, but no cauliflower. Nylons are not a good look. How do you know that's not what I'm wearing right now? Actually, it's just wearing PJs because they're comfy and I'm not out of the woods. uh, yeah, once you feel one, it always feels like they're all over you. It's not daytime here; it's night. At least I think it's night. I have all the blinds closed. It looks like it's daytime, but that's because I've started to really use a lot of lighting, and I have like a bunch of lighting in here now. It's why my lighting in my videos has gotten a lot more consistent, is because I've like 400-watt light bulbs like scattered all throughout here. Like one's like right here and some over there as well. But yes, I have. But yes, I have moose and bear jammies. Because, why not? Oh, that's it. Oh, I didn't realize which mark that was. Oh, okay. Mark R. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it is 8:30. Jeez. I'm doing so well. Yeah, that's fine. As I said. Yeah, that's why I wear jammies, because I want to be comfortable while I do this. Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's if you're in the Pacific, it's yeah, East Coast assumptions. Yeah, for me, I'm in Massachusetts, so it's 8:30 where I am, so it's kind of late. Well, not late. Wow. For me, it's 8:30, but if it's for you guys, it's what 4:30 over in the West Coast. But yeah, so it should still be daytime for you guys. Do you guys? I assume you guys have ticks over in the Pacific Northwest. I'm only saying that because Mark from Meat Carb says he's never seen a tick in Washington. I assume you have ticks over there. If not, I'm gonna go get a box of ticks and not release them over there because that would be bad. Invasive species. 4 times 3 hours. Mm. I wouldn't actually release them.
I'm only looking down because I'm looking to see if you have ticks. Yes, you do. Mark, you do have ticks. In Washington, the western black-legged tick is the one known to spread Lyme disease. It sticks to the west side of the state, east of the Cascades. Ticks can transmit Rocky Mountain spotted fever. But granted, that's only because I'm doing a Google search. Thank you, Terrestrial Gaming. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I seriously do. Love hearing that. Mark, just because you've never seen one doesn't mean they're there. Doesn't mean they're not there. I rarely see ringneck snakes out here, but I know they're here. I've seen them. That defeats that saying. I almost did actually look. I did look into becoming a prescribed fire starter. I'm good at words. Prescribed fire starter to do the prescribed burns. And yeah, that would have probably ended up with that. I looked into that when I was in college because it was a job path that looked cool. I still occasionally look at it because it's cooler than a desk job. And yes, Mark, for meat carbs, there's a lot of species out there that you don't know of. There's this wonderful organism that a lot of people don't see, but actually is almost everywhere. It's called a water bear. They're really cool. They're also known as a tardigrade. And I only know they're there because I've seen them. I've seen them from the wild. They're microscopic. You need a microscope to see them. They're really cool. They have 3 legs. Hey, Chris. But yeah, I do actually plan on trying to do some videos on smaller organisms in the future. When I get the camera equipment to do it and the equipment to extract them and drill them off. Because there's a lot of cool organisms out there. Trying to pull. Oh, Lyme disease. I have friends that have Lyme disease. I am surprised for when ticks have bitten me, I still haven't gotten Lyme disease. Though every time I've been bitten, been bitten about here. Every time I've been bitten by a tick, I've always been bitten right here by a tick. The truth be told, I've been bitten by a tick multiple times, right about here by dog tick and a Lone Star tick. Both times on my elbow. And other ticks that I've gotten crawling on me were crawling up my arm to my elbow. I don't know why. I don't know why that specific spot, but I've caught them on my elbow. But it's too funny. But I still haven't gotten Lyme disease. I get migraines too, and when I was getting tested for my headaches to figure out what the cause was, one of the things they tested me for was Lyme disease, and he was like,
my doctor did blood tests, and he's like, well, we want to see if you have Lyme disease because that can cause headaches, and see if it's just been dormant and never really affected you. And I was like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised if I have, because of the amount of time I spend outside, the type of stuff I get, like the amount of time I've spent outside between college and then this hobby. And he was, it came back negative, and I was just like, wow, how do I not have it? Bug spray, tick checks, and luck. And not having blood. Yeah, who knows? Who knows with me? So the question of is it me or she's not my wife yet. The better cook. I'm actually the better cook. She's not bad. She's getting better. I am actually the better cook. I do, though she does a decent amount of the cooking because she has a bit more time. Because I work more days, but that's slightly changing. But I am actually the better cook. Between it, like, she loves it when I cook steak, but I'm like, when it comes to soup, I'm the bomb. I make really good chili. She can follow a recipe really well, but I can cook on my feet. I can juggle multiple dishes. I can juggle multiple dishes, and I can do what was it? I can juggle multiple dishes, and I can at once, and I can like cook a lot. And one of the things that she really likes is I can cook a roast like no one's business, especially when I brine. So I make killer pork chops. I make a really good roast beef. I probably Thanksgiving. It depends on how Thanksgiving goes this year. I just figured out how to make a turkey. I made a really good turkey last year. So, but yeah, I have a request to do something cool. As I said, I haven't planned, as I didn't really plan that this much, but I do have my jaw harp. Sorry, Mark. Sorry for making you hungry. So I do have my jaw harp. I can play a quick little ditty on my jaw harp for you. Because I am planning on making a video of this eventually. It's a little instrument I picked up because I can't carry around my my big drum with me. Because I can't carry I can't carry this around with me when I go out hiking because it's heavy and it's made out of mahogany. Show it off on camera actually really quick. Cool, the head's really still intact. So this is my djembe that I mentioned recently. This is my drum. This is my djembe. I do not care. I would love to take this on the woods, but because of its price and because of how much it weighs, I would not want to do that because the head is expensive to fix if anything happened to it, because the head is actually goat skin. And because I can make this thing make a cracking sound that can travel very, very far, because so it's loud. I'm not going to play it because I have neighbors upstairs. And it's late. that is my djembe. I've been trying to figure out how to incorporate them into videos. I should put that up there. But Professional Gaming asked, "What's my favorite gear that I purchased this year?" I haven't purchased much gear this year. Mostly I get stuff through the Karen box. But my favorite thing really would be actually my DSLR camera that I got. It has to be the T7i. Outside of, because of with the lenses, outside of that, it has to be this hammock. I love this hammock. It's basically my stuff for hammock camping that I love, that I've gotten, but the one specific item I love is actually my T7i, because I've been using that head over heel constantly. I haven't been posting a lot of the stuff even online, but I'm distracting you from I'm distracting people from college football. Sorry. But yeah, my favorite gear is really just my my new DSLR camera I bought. Not just for videos, but because I can do wildlife photography, I can do better photography. And since I've been using it, it's been amazing this year. I've been able to use it. But non-camera gear is probably, as I said, my Sarah hammock. It's been amazing to use. But a majority of my gear I get because I've mostly equipped. Oh, I can't believe I forgot about it. The other item I really liked was my jet boil I bought. And I got that out of steel. Let me grab it. Great thing about being in my office, everything's almost within reach. I'm not going through everything, but my jet boil. Bought this at an REI garage sale. And I use a Bunsen burner lighter. I can pick one of these. On my Gear Bites blog posting, I have a link that you can buy one of these off of Amazon, but you can also buy it at a hardware store. But it's easier to point it out through one of those links. But 500 milliliters of water boiled in 2 minutes. Why'd I never? And this holds everything. Right now, this has the burner, the fuel, an extra case, and the stand, all encased within it. It's changed up my hot water game for hiking. So, yeah, it's probably one of my favorites. That, and again, hammock. I love hammocks. But I'll play you a quick little ditty, because why not? How much should I pay for it all? For this, I paid. It was at the garage sale, so the jet boil was about. I think I paid about $42 for it. This I bought for $2. The fuel I think was about $5. I think around there, give or take a couple bucks. But I bought it for about $40, whereas that thing goes for about $70. So yay. And the only reason the person returned it was because they had trouble lighting it. And I could see why they'd have trouble lighting it with the lighter, when this made lighting it a dream. And I just put it in the spoon holder. Made hiking 10 times easier.
Oh. As I plan on doing a video on this in the future. Because I'm getting good at playing it. Because I got good at playing it and enough that I understand it. And it's basically a mouth drum. Yeah, it was basically that song. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Because I can play exact songs, because I'm that good. I just can play any song I want. We're just going to go with that. I don't just kind of ditty things. Though I have tried I've tried to just like do things, but apparently I couldn't, but it's gonna practice enough. Yeah, I got the bookshelf from IKEA. Yeah. Yeah, it's the main three shelves for the show. Basically, this one where it's kind of just my show one. I'm gonna be adding more to it, to make it look nicer. The bottom is kind of a drunk one that still shows up on camera, but don't monetize me, please. I'm joking. Even though I've already been kind of hit by that on occasion, but it isn't not that hard. But because I get it back immediately. But yeah, yeah. The shelving parts I kind of put either projects I've done in the past or books or things that kind of show up on my channel a lot. It's kind of how I've themed it, except for kind of some things. Quick little tour of my shelf. I've been thinking about doing an actual channel, a video of it. I may even still do a video of it. Up here is kind of my, what I like to call my personal one that still shows up on camera. I won't move the camera to show it, but it has some of my geek stuff on there because it's not unknown I'm a geek. I still, even though I'm an outdoorsy person, I also like video games and other things and geek culture. So there's some Fallout stuff up there, and there's a Funko Pop of Captain Cold, and there's a picture of me and Cassie up there. Then on this one, it just has some books, has the $20 survival kit with with my modifications in it. Has my my personal survival kit that I designed for basically being able to be made in water, basically being able to be used in like being waterproof. That is like worth $200. Both of those have videos on it. My Sarah hammock I use because it's has a nice name. I like my Ohuhu, or however you pronounce it. Bad at pronouncing things. My Sarah hammock, it's also green and stands out. And I have this one, which has some more books. I put a jaw harp up there, which is kind of bigger. So I get that to stand. Yeah, I'll work on that later.
it has one of my wool knit caps. I put one of my Eclipse glasses. Actually, I haven't figured out how to show this off, but I actually have a. It's actually really cool. It's a compass. It's an old school style compass that I bought once, and I thought it was really, really cool. So I leave that up here. And on here has a lot of my identification guides. If I need it, I can take them off. And I also have some other other things. If I need to reference them, I take them off. I have a Karen box, kind of just you have the same stove, and you can't say oh hoo hoo. So I have a Karen box, not because I'm sponsored by Karen, because I have the Karen series. They don't sponsor my videos, but they don't know they exist, and apparently they do watch. I have a lens back here that I try to use. I have a rubber mallet for my DIY projects with, fortunately it's reversed for you guys, but it's called, it has the adjustment counselor on it. It got the name while it was helping me build this. Actually, really cool thing. This out of the way. So a while back, I actually got, I think it was Christmas, I got a present. So we're going on a tour of my shelf. I haven't figured out a way to show this on my shelf, but I have something really, really cool on it. Oh, here we go. It's very fragile, which is why I kind of leave it in the box. See, I'm going to get a JetBoil and get some mod pizza for dinner. Nice. So let's see if we can get this without the light messing with it. They have a otter skull, an actual otter skull. Which, you know, that doesn't make me sad because I love this type of stuff. As I said, I have a degree in biology. Just to dissect things. As much as I love otters, just flushing it out. Okay, Carl. I'll talk to you later. But yeah, I have a actual otter skull as well. In my collection of stuff. I don't keep it out much because, as I said, it's fragile. But I had it on my Amazon wish list for a while. My parents actually have access to my Amazon wish list, and I forgot why I had it on. I think because I wanted it on here, and they saw it and just they cut it for me. It's a really good. It's a really good copy, or not copy, really good preserved skull of a otter. And for people that watch the live stream or watch the recording of the live stream, you now know that little Easter egg that in the Otter Outdoorsman, there's an otter skull in the background. But yeah, so that's kind of a quick little tour of my shelf. I also have I also have a third-party lens for my camera. Terrestrial Gaming asks, I'm thinking of starting an outdoor channel. Do you have any tips? I'm doing a video series eventually, possibly in this. I may up here when it's winter and it's really hard to do any videos. I probably will do the series, what I like to call my what I like to call my dry season. I plan on doing a video with it a little bit more in depth, but some kind of quick things is for cameras. Don't invest in a camera up front. Use whatever you have at your disposal. So if you have a camera, use the camera. But if you don't, if you have the smartphone, use a smartphone. Get your videos out there. Use social media. That's the best way of doing it. For sub person, don't talk to people, don't try and network, but don't be a person who goes up and goes, I have a YouTube channel, I sub to you, why don't you sub to me? Don't be that person. Use whatever you have for cameras, network, be yourself. Well, the answer to it is, well, yes, be yourself. And truly do be yourself. Be a side of yourself that reflects well on camera. So I filter out some of my personality traits for the camera. When I say that, I mean I don't swear on camera. I emphasize things a little bit more. I kind of make myself a bit more social on camera. I kind of put on a little bit more of a show. It wouldn't be as fun if I was just kind of like this all the time and kind of a little bit more relaxed. Because if you have my kind of normal talking voice, it's a little bit more, not as fun. It's kind of a little bit more boring. But if you get me kind of in what I like to call my show or my phone voice, it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more communicative. You kind of want to be able to be relatable, but at the same time, you want to be a little bit more entertaining. You don't want to be, I don't want boring. I can even be boring. I agree. There are times where I can be kind of boring. So I try not to be. Best thing is also understand, research. YouTube has issues right now. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm not going to go into detail about it because I don't like when YouTube channels like mine go into detail about it. But there are things about it that are going on. It won't affect small new channels, but it does affect bigger channels, or even mid-sized channels like myself. And it has been hitting me, but I'm not saying too much. It has been affecting me a bit. I have been having to adjust how I do things because of on YouTube. YouTube is a fluid place and people do things. My best tip is just do it, have fun, and try it. You'll kind of figure things out as you go, but that's kind of the best way to do it. But kind of plan ahead. Depends on what you want to do. If you have an idea what you want to do, feel free to message me on message me on YouTube. Send me a private message if you have any exact questions. Then I'll gladly try and answer them the best of my ability. But use what you got. Be a good front-facing you, but be yourself and just have fun. Truly. So I live in Massachusetts. I live in south of Boston. Say exactly which city because privacy. But privacy reasons, but I live south of Boston. Southeastern Massachusetts, basically. That's kind of my area. I'll say it publicly. But yeah, Southeastern Massachusetts is where I live. Is my domain. Yeah, Oregon is exactly right. So I don't say exactly where I live. I not now, but say in the future, my channel blows up. I don't want people accidentally fangirling me. That's why I don't give away my favorite spots to go to. I'm a private. I can be a public person, but I'm also a private person. I'm weird like that. But yeah. No, the Hidden Woodsman is also in southeastern Massachusetts. He's further south than me. Unless he's moved and not told me. He lives in southeastern Massachusetts. He's a good buddy of mine. He's a good guy. I don't see him as much anymore because I'm busy. Yeah. He goes. The thing is, people think he's in New Hampshire because he goes up to New Hampshire whenever he can, and because he loves it up there. He goes up to the White Mountains, which I go up every maybe 3 times. I try and go up maybe 2-3 times a year. Yeah, because we both go to about the same spot. So people think if people think we both live up in New Hampshire, it's because we both occasionally go to to the White Mountains. I go up there maybe 3 times a year. 2-3 times a year. He goes up there a lot. I have not been to Mount Washington. I think I've been to Mount Washington when I was a kid, but I've never been as an adult. I've been thinking about going. I'm not going during the winter because no. But a lot of people, he likes to go to what's known as the Pemigewasset Wilderness, and I like going there too because it's really beautiful. And I go there in July. I went there in July for a hike, which is actually like what day? Today's Saturday. Monday's video was shot in prep for that trip. Shot with like the product was shot in prep for that testing and prep for that trip. And it was like I like going up there, going to a place called Black Pond in the mountains. But we go to the Pemigewasset River, and I was up there again a couple weeks ago for a for the Highland Games, which I can't believe I just forgot it because I'm wearing the shirt. And that's probably why, if you confused it, was because I'm wearing my New Hampshire Highland Games shirt. Because a little bit of my heritage is actually Scottish. Not a lot of it, just a little bit. But it's on my side where it's European mutt. Very mutt-ish on that side of my family. But yeah, so and then again, I've been up there again. I was up there in May. Maybe going up there again a little bit for something, but I don't know. I may go up there again once more this year, but I don't know if I am. Who knows? Catch you later, terrestrial gaming. I think so I've been streaming for about a couple hours. I kind of had fun. I hope you guys have too. I think I'm probably going to wrap it up here. So this has kind of been the first live stream for what I'm calling 2 Live. Again, that's the Outdoorsman Live, or as I like to call it, 2 Live. So them having my wish list. Surprisingly, so I'll answer this last question with my parents having my Amazon wish list. My one last quick question. I'll wrap it up. I have two of the most amazing parents, two of the most supportive parents, and it's also how I give them my Christmas list. But their camera was a Christmas gift from them, and they support me in doing this channel. They've helped me a lot with a lot of things, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, they wouldn't do that, but I wouldn't with my wish list. Sometimes they surprise me with things like that, so I wouldn't be surprised. But they're super supportive, and I go on record on saying they're probably the best parents a person could ask for. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, but I would never ask them to do that, and I would never, because my wish list is also for me and how I keep track of stuff. But I give them access to it because they want to know what I'm looking for as well for like Christmas and my birthday and stuff like that. Even though I tell them like I don't need anything. So like I really don't. But anyways, again, on that note, I think I'll wrap up here because I kind of want to, and I'm not sitting in a comfy chair because I wasn't planning on going for 2 hours. I'm sitting in my normal filming chair, my normal filming folding chair. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I really had fun. I do plan on doing this again. But I'll try and plan this in the future, and I plan on trying to do some more cool. Plan on doing some more cool stuff than just a Q&A. And just kind of chatting with you guys. But again, I'll hope to talk to you guys in the future. I had fun. But again, my name's Nate. I'm the Otter Outdoorsman. You guys have a good day. Remember, get out in the woods, have some fun. It's been episode of 2 Live. See you guys.